this is a good avenue. If you want to learn a great craft, a great trade, and make really good money with great benefits and absolute walkout, debt-free, zero cost to you.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
We've got our guest on the line for our union profile this week. Daniel Walden is the business manager and financial secretary treasurer of the Sheet Metal Air Rail and Transportation Union, SMART, Local 48. Daniel, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for having me on. It's a great pleasure doing this.
It's great to have you on. I appreciate you taking the time. Wanted to ask you about, before we started talking about your local, how you joined your local. How did you become a SMART member?
Jacob, pretty much as by luck, to be honest with you. I absolutely knew nothing about unions coming out of high school. It wasn't presented at all. And, I went to work for a general contractor straight out of high school, worked 3 years. And luckily, the HVAC mechanical company that was doing all their work for that GC was a union contractor. And one of the people that worked for that company come up to me one day and said, "Hey, we're needing an apprentice. Would you like to join?" And I was like, as a young kid, I was 22 years old, and I asked him, "Okay, tell me about it." And he went in all the details, and that sounds great. I was just recently married, had a young family, and that sounded like a great way and opportunity to grow for myself and my family.
Absolutely. Well, that's so cool to hear stuff like that. It's really great to hear both sides of how people came into the union movement. I came from a similar in that I didn't have a big family history of unions, and so it's great for people to kind of be the first in their family to join a union and to recognize the value of the labor movement. And it's also great to hear when somebody's like a third or fourth generation union member. There's a lot of value in both of those stories, and so you kind of alluded to it there. You started working for this contractor doing HVAC stuff. What's all the work that members of Local 48 do?
Jacob, I get that question asked a lot, and it's like they don't know what we do, but it's because we do so many different things. It pretty much you can take a flat sheet of metal, and we have to turn it into something else before we can go and install it. It doesn't matter if it's us like HVAC ductwork, any type of design, fabrication, installation of an HVAC system. That's what we do. Like I said, the ductwork, fans, louvers, kitchen hoods, welding, architectural. I mean, and architectural includes metal roofing, lagging, custom gutters, downspouts, flashing, coping, etc. And I know that's a lot that I just said, but it's because we do so much. We really want to make sure the people that's part of Local 48 and goes through our apprenticeship is we can make them the best mechanic they can possibly be and just be so well-rounded.
How many members would you say that Local 48 has, and what's the jurisdiction?
Right now, we have right at 325 members covering our jurisdiction, and our jurisdiction covers from the Tennessee line to about 50 miles south of Montgomery, and from the Georgia line to the Mississippi line. We have several different contractors within that jurisdiction that make up our union.
And so that's a big part. That's most of the state of Alabama, and we just talked a little bit about what your members do. Most building trade unions have an apprenticeship program, and so I'm interested in. Could you talk to us a little bit about that and about what the apprentices are going to learn, like in year one and then in year two, et cetera?
Absolutely, this is one of my passions right here. I advocate for this so much. Our apprenticeship program is a 4-year program, and it's a lot like college of having to attend and complete the program, but as in not just mine, and I advocate for all other union programs as well. These programs, you walk out completely debt free. So parents, if you're listening, this is a good avenue for your kids and adults as well. If you want to learn a great craft, a great trade, and complete a good program and make really good money with great benefits, this is a great way to go and absolute walkout debt free and it's zero cost to you. Now, as in our apprenticeship, year one, you're going to be learning the basics from just basic hand layout. You're going to be learning the history of Local 48. Year two, it does get a little tougher. It's not that it's hard, it's just that it's new to you. And you're just going to be doing a lot more of hand layout, fabrication, welding, etc. Year 3 and 4, I would say will be a little bit easier. It's not that it's easier. It's just you've already done it. You've already done it in year 2, and you're repeating yourself for year 3 and year 4 on different sizes, different layouts, different structures, etc. To be able to become that top-notch mechanic. As in the ductwork, the ductwork layout, all aspects, just like I spoke before, and the welding itself, they didn't touch base on that, but that's stick, MIG, and TIG on all types of metals, whether it be carbon, aluminum, stainless, and so on.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. Right. And what does the compensation package look like from beginning as an apprentice as a first year through to when you graduate and you become a journeyman?
Absolutely. Starting out as a first year apprentice, you're right around $19 an hour on the check. But what you're not looking at, a lot of people don't look at, is your benefits. Total package of what we offer. It costs right around $35 an hour for you to be an apprentice. That's the benefits you get, whether it be the 100% free Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance to you and your family. That's a family coverage. Your pension, your 401k, and there's several other benefits that's tacked onto that as well.
That is huge. $19 an hour, that may not sound like, I mean, for a lot of people, $19 an hour sounds good. And just even if you hadn't said anything else, frankly, but that is so important, especially for a young person. You're young and you feel invincible and you're not really thinking about, am I going to have to go to the hospital or am I going to need health care or something like that? Or you're not thinking about retirement. But being able to get a pension as a 19-year-old and paying into that and have a retirement plan and have that retirement security is so important and is something that is so valuable that the vast majority of American workers do not have. And so the opportunity to have a pension and to have good health care as a 19-year-old, as an 18-year-old is something that's so valuable that everybody deserves it. But that's not the economy that we live in right now. And so if that's something that you want, you're going to probably need to join the building trades unions.
That's right, Jacob. When someone comes in to apply for my apprenticeship, these kids, they don't know what a pension is. And I try to explain to them how important that is. And you can't get that anywhere else. There's not a whole lot of places that offer a pension. They don't even know what that pension is. And when I explain it to them, it's like, wow, I don't think I can live off Social Security when it comes that time. So I try to educate that person as much as I possibly can. It's like, say, a 401k. There's a lot of people that think a 401k is a retirement. And I correct them very quickly. That is not your retirement. That is a supplement to your retirement. So once that 401k is cashed out and gone, it's gone. It's not that monthly pension payment that you're going to get every month.
Right. I mean, that was supposed to be, the retirement in America was supposed to be for a long time a three-legged stool. You were supposed to have your Social Security, you were supposed to have a pension, and you were supposed to have a 401k. And they have, just totally taken away, for the vast majority of people, totally taken away the pension. There are people in Congress who would love to take away Social Security and leave you only with your 401k, which leaves you totally at the whim of the market. market. And if something like 2008 happens again and you were about to retire, well, you got to work for another 2 or 3 or 4 years to be able to have that same, have that same amount of money. And that's, and so having a pension is just so important for that stability and the security in your retirement. You have a couple of different training facilities in your territory, right? In Birmingham and Rogersville.
That is correct. We have such a large jurisdiction that we have to split up the training programs. The one in Birmingham is 1108 29th Street North, Birmingham, Alabama 35234. And the one in Rogersville is 16245 US Highway 72 in Rogersville. We take students in both locations year round. We're not like some trades that only do once, maybe twice a year. We take students in year round. So if it sounds like something that someone has out there is interested in, please, by all means, you can give us a call at 205-322-9016. That's 205-322-9016.
All right, there you go. If y'all are interested, give Daniel Walden a call. Definitely something to check out, as are all of the building trade unions in the area. Brother, is there anything else that you think is important to let people know about Local 48 before we let you go?
We're growing. We're growing strong. When I first come into office, we had around 220 members, and
wow,
we've been able to grow our market share to over 325 now. And it's the work is plentiful, the work is busy, and it's a great opportunity not only for a young person but anybody. We do not discriminate. It don't matter if you're 18 years of age or we had a 65-year-old apprentice come in a couple years ago. The man just wanted to work, and we'll take anybody and give anybody a chance that wants to come in and show what they can do.
Well, there you go. That's another thing that the building trades talk about a lot is career transitions. And if you're coming out of a different career, you want to try something different, maybe work with your hands a little bit. Getting a building trade union apprenticeship program is definitely something to think about. So, Brother Daniel Walden, business manager and financial secretary treasurer for SMART Local 48. That's the Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Union here in Alabama. They mostly do sheet metal work, HVAC, stuff like that. Daniel, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank y'all, Jake.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.